Hi guys, this is Miss Johnson. I am your advanced Algebra 2 teacher for the 2020-2021 school year. So hi, my name is Christiana Johnson. I'm your advanced Algebra 2 teacher this year. This is my 6th year at Temple High School and my 9th year teaching in all. I might have taught one or more of your siblings over the last few years. I do love math, and I hope that by the end of the year that you love it just a little bit. I have 3 daughters. Athena, who's the oldest, right here. She's 21. She's a college student, currently getting ready to go back and start over at TC. I have Gabby, who is a 6th grader this year and loves to play soccer. And I have Serena, who is my baby. She is 10. She's starting 4th grade. She also plays soccer. We also have two dogs, or 3 dogs, 2 huskies, Hitachi and Pepper, and a Cairn Terrier named Toto because he looks just like the Toto from um, the Wizard of Oz. Best way to contact me is through Schoology, through the Schoology Messenger, or by phone at 254-215-7126. That is my classroom desk phone. So a little bit more about me. I do like to be called either Miss J or Miss Johnson. I dropped the Mrs. several years ago, so Ms. is what I go by. My favorite genre of music is anything except rap. So I do prefer 70s, 80s, and 90s pop music or instrumental music only. Um, Occasionally during class, we will listen to music just because it gets really boring in here when it's very quiet. So I will put various pieces of music on from my Pandora list. Occasionally, I will let you, as a treat, pick a rap channel, but it has to be one that's already on my Pandora. Generally, I prefer R&B to rap any day, so that might be where we go. I have attended college in both in and online courses, so I'm really familiar with the differences in the type of courses and how to deal with communication and such. If you're a remote learner, please do not freak out. I know it will be a different setup for you. I am trying to make everything as streamlined as possible so that whether you're in class or you're at home, you should have no problem being able to access assignments, being able to understand what to do, get some help, that kind of thing. I do know that online assignment courses can feel frustrating because you cannot just ask the question immediately to the teacher. However, I do have set days and times where you'll be able to interact strictly with me and get help as needed. So course syllabus, this is Advanced Algebra 2. We are going to be finding a treasure. So finding a treasure is working with on algebra equations. All you have to do is find the x. The only difference between algebra 1 and algebra 2 is instead of just using linear and quadratic equations to find the x, we are going to be looking at it using several different, actually 9 different types of equations and graphs. So just a quick description, Algebra 2 is the analysis of functions and polynomials through graphs, tables, and equations. Our year at a glance, the first semester, we will do units 1 and 2, second, 3, 4, and we will finish up unit 4 during the third 6 weeks. It's a really long unit. Semester 2, we will be looking at units 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9, and 10 and 11. On your syllabus, which you can access on Schoology, it details what each one of those units is actually called, so you can get an idea of what we will be covering at any time during the school year. So school supplies and textbooks. The supplies you'll need is a 1.5-inch, 3-inch ring binder, which you will leave in class. It must be no bigger than 1.5 inch. The reason for that is because I have a storage area that we will be keeping our class binders in. And if it's any bigger than the 3-inch, everybody's binder won't fit. So please, no bigger than 1.5-inch 3-ring binder. Notebook, you'll need notebook paper, graph paper for taking notes. pencils, colored pencils, and highlighters. Anything else that we might need, I do supply in my classroom. So we have an online textbook. You can access the online textbook in two ways, through my.hrw.com or through an HMH Player app, which is preloaded on your Chromebook. I will show you in class or through a video how to access it that app if you want to use that. Some people like the app, some people like the website. I will say this, if one doesn't work, the other one usually does. So your username and password is the same for both methods. Your username is your first dot last at gcloud.tisd.org, and your password is the same password as your Chromebook password. Speaking of Chromebooks, Chromebook students are expected to bring their charged Chromebook to class every day. The use of Chromebooks in classroom will be for instructional purposes only and under the direction of the teacher. In other words, I will direct you to what websites I would like you to be on and which ones you're allowed to use. Anything else is not allowed. So make sure that you stay on task in this class. Our grading policy, grades are figured using 4 sets. There is a 50% are daily grades, 30% are the test. There's a journal grade, a 10%, which basically is going to be completing the ed puzzles where you're watching your data, your notes, and taking notes. And then there's a performance task, 1 to 3, basically 1 per unit at minimum. Some of them are going to have more than that. And these are going to simulate writing expectations that you will be seeing throughout advanced courses as you go through high school. So if you plan on going into AP classes or IB classes, there's a lot of writing in those. The performance task is to help prepare you for that kind of thing. So daily assignments include daily activities, warm-ups, and homework assignments. Each unit will have a performance task assignment that practices short free response questions. Late assignments, students who fail to turn in an assignment on the due date may still turn it in with a reduction in points. Highest grade a student may receive is a 70 and must be turned in prior to the day of the unit test. There will be at least 2 assessments each 6 weeks. So rules and consequences. Be on time, ready to work with all necessary supplies. Follow the electronic device procedure. Take responsibility for your own actions, language, and learning. Show respect through appropriate language, behavior, and personal space. And remain in your seats or designated area until given permission to move about the room or until dismissed by the teacher. At the end of class, I am the only person that will dismiss this class unless I have a sub, and they will be the dismissal. To be able to be dismissed on time, everyone must be seated in their seats. There is no conjugating at my door. So consequences, the first time you have an offense, I will give you a warning. We may put you on a behavior agreement or maybe switch seats, that kind of thing. The second time will be a parent contact, again, modifying the behavior agreement if necessary. And the third offense is a referral to the office. So it's 3 strikes, you're out. That's the way it works around here. Now, it is 3 strikes on the same offense. Just be aware of that. So one day if you were out of your seat without permission, and then that would be strike 1 for that type of offense. If the next day you didn't have your Chromebook or your supplies or that kind of thing, that would be a totally different offense, new strike. However, if you had 3 days of not bringing your Chromebook and not being on task, then that would be 3 strikes, you're out. So tardies during 4th and 5th period only. Students must sign the tardy log upon entering with date and time. A third tardy, you get a warning. At the 4th tardy, I call your parent. At the 5th tardy, it's a referral. And every tardy after that, for those of you in your 4th and 5th period classes, after your 5th tardy, it's the 6th, 7th, every tardy after that is a referral to the AP. Also, I just want to remind you that tardies are used to determine whether or not you get to exempt a final. So having 3 tardies counts as an absence. You don't want to rack up those tardies. Okay, our electronic device policy. Cell phones are to be turned off and placed in the cell phone station front of my room immediately upon entering the classroom. There are no cell phone usage in my classroom. When you come in, you turn off your cell phone, you put it in the front. The reason for that is it's what we have to do when you take an EOC. The same policy applies in my classroom every day of the week. The reason I ask you to turn your phone completely off is because phones, even when they're put up in the front, can flash, they can ring, and that becomes a distraction in class. So when you enter my room, your cell phone gets turned off, it's put into your assigned slot at the front of the room, and you are the only person that can retrieve that cell phone from that slot. I have done this for many years. Do not worry about your phones coming up missing because that doesn't happen. Okay, so we have several websites that you will want to bookmark. The first is Clever. Clever.com is a one-stop shop icon list of all of the websites that you're seeing here and any others that I might use at some time during the school year. This way you have to go to one place, you click one button, and it automatically takes you to where you need to be. It even, for some of the websites, it even will log you in, so you don't even have to remember that. My.hrw.com is our online textbook. Schoology is elearning.tic.org. These two you probably want to bookmark, but if you don't, clever.com has a link to both of those, an icon for those. Khanacademy.org. During the school year, we will do SAT prep throughout the year on Khan Academy and on albert.io. These two websites gives us practice for the SAT because juniors will be taking the PSAT and the SAT during the school year. We want to make sure that you guys have as much preparation for that as possible. So there's a major focus on the SAT this year. Edpuzzle is the area where you will actually view your video notes. You will copy from those notes as well as answer embedded questions in the Edpuzzle. This counts as your journal grade. So passes policies, passes will be given to the nurse's office, to the front office, to the library, but not to the restroom. Due to the COVID-19, restroom passes cannot be given this year. That's because during the class periods, they are going to be shutting down the restrooms and cleaning them between classes or during class. If it is an emergency, I will write you a pass to the nurse, but just be aware that she will probably take your temperature and such. So it needs to be a real emergency. Okay, so if you are a remote learner, Mondays there is a mandatory face-to-face virtual meeting, 20 minutes every day, every Monday from 9:45 to 10:05 a.m. I'm sorry, I just realized that said the 15 minutes. This is a mandatory meeting. It is one where you will be expected to interact with each other and with me. I will do examples that we have done in class. We will talk about the notes. You can ask questions about assignments. And during days before the test, I will be doing a test review. The only exception to that rule is when Monday would be a school holiday. On Thursdays is an optional virtual office hours. These are by appointment, which you can make through Schoology, again, at the same time as the Monday meetings or after school. Now, if you miss Monday, you need to make sure to send an email to me, letting me know the reason why you missed Monday and rescheduling, immediately scheduling for Thursday, because you have to make this up. It's a 20-minute mandatory meeting. So weekly and daily assignments. Every day, whether you're at home doing remote learning or in class, there is a daily mandatory check-in. There's a Schoology folder. This is for attendance. In that, you will see that day's check-in. There's a couple of questions, review questions, that kind of thing. You will do that and turn that in. If you're in class, you will turn it in by the end of the class. If you're at home, you have 24 hours to turn it in. That counts as your attendance. If you do not do that, you will be marked absent, whether you're at home or not. Okay, check it weekly playlist. We will have video lessons on Edpuzzle. Depending on the unit, it could be one every day. We try to break them up so that they're shorter, and that therefore some of the unit sections have multiple videos for that particular section. We will have HMH lessons. For each section that we go over, there will be one lesson assignment. That could be one per week. It may be more than one per week. It won't be more than 3. And then you will have a you choose assignment. These could be tic-tac-toes or Foursquare assignments. What they will basically be is it will tell you you choose 3 of the blocks or you choose one from each of the columns, that kind of thing, and you do those assignments and then submit a proof that you did those choices. They could be anything from doing some additional practice problems on IXL to watching some videos on Khan Academy or doing some kind of a manipulation process on Desmos so that you can see what's going on with that particular type of function. So there's various different things that you'll be able to choose from. Again, that will be due by the end of the section or a unit, depending on what kind of assignment it is. Testing quizzes. We will have formative assessments that will be given at midpoint and at the end of each unit on Tuesdays. Remote learners will take their test using a proctored system through Schoology. In-class students will take their test in class through Schoology. And reminder, students who miss a test are required to schedule a makeup test within 2 days of returning to class. The makeup test will only be given during after-school hours. So if you have any questions, please send me a message. My email is christiana.johnson@gcloud.tisd.org. You can call me at my classroom phone number, 254-215-7126, or you can send me a message through Schoology Messenger. My conference hour is during third period, which is in the morning. If you send a message to me during any other class period, I probably will not be able to respond to you until at the end of the day or by the next day. I will reply within 24 hours of your message. If you have a question about a specific problem on the assignment, take a screenshot of that problem and then send that with your message. That way I can see exactly what you're trying to work on and maybe I can answer it without having to do anything. If you want a remote learning scenario, whether you're in class or not, I cannot do those after 5 p.m. on Monday through Friday because I have after school activities. My daughters both play soccer. Okay, have a great day.